The bounty hunters, no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies. We are here to do our best for Star Wars because we love Star Wars. We don't allow sequel trilogy fans, Solo fans, Black Pills, Adam Driver fans are not allowed either. You know, pretty much we do Star Wars, and AHSOKA started filming today. So that's the big news. Interesting that it was this month that The Acolyte was supposed to start filming, but it's not until October. And hey, just some other guy. And what's interesting is Leslie Hadland, like I said in my first download today, she added a medic. And according to some of my film guys who work on crew, basically they add the medic basically the day before they start filming. So she might as well add, to use his terms, a caterer. Who's going to be the crafts person? I mean, that's basically what, she's doing. I don't really see any movement. I mean, she's not adding crew. No other writers. The only producer is her. Maybe she thinks she's Al Ruddy. I don't know. Anyway, this is going to be really interesting to me going forward to see where this all goes, and we'll just see what happens. All right. But yeah, so AHSOKA started filming. We don't have really any word on yep. We don't have any word on other cast. What's the other thing that they're working on? Because all I know is that Andor is, I believe, filming in England. We've got AHSOKA, and I think season 3 of The Mandalorian is finished filming or they're still filming, I think. So, I don't know it's kind of confusing. But we don't really have any word on cast. So I don't know if Lars Mikkelsen is playing Thrawn or not. There is some confusion on our part for that because, hey, Mike, I'll touch on that, but I don't know if it's based on the trailer. Hey, Dave, I'm not sure if it's based on the trailer. I will talk about it because I think it's I think it's based on the trailer, the first 2 trailers for Kenobi, and it just, I don't really think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni would do that. I also am pretty sure that Jason Ward, who's on Instagram, so either go on Twitter or Insta and, maul him for me. I already did on Insta. I told him he needed to find a real job and that he's not helping himself. He's not helping Star Wars. He's hurting Star Wars. And basically, he just needs to go away. He's divisive. He's been allowed to attack other fan groups because they didn't like the sequel trilogy. And it's like, as far as I'm concerned, he was weaponized by Kennedy, either intentionally or not intentionally. But again, you got Ichibaka showing that one of the people that she followed on her Twitter account, which is still there, was Jason Ward, okay? And the reason why I thought that Twitter account was real is because her husband followed that account, okay? He quit following it, but he followed that account. So I don't look. I went to the site where they had the email addresses and the phone numbers for the Disney executives, and they've long since changed it. I tried to call, but if you somehow can get through to JPEG some way, tell him to get to the bottom of what Ward's doing. Jason Ward still has somebody inside Lucasfilm who is giving him information he shouldn't have. Yeah, he's a saboteur, and the reason why he does stuff like this, even if it's wrong, is to hurt the show. Okay, he's doing this because he doesn't like what they're doing. He's a faux feminist guy. Okay, he doesn't. I mean, look, go to Disney Star Wars is dumb. He bullied his ex-wife. He abused her verbally, even on video. He probably was physical with her. I don't know, but she left him like boom, gone. Okay. He's one of those guys who likes to scream about women's rights and then turns around and treats women like shit. Hey, Jonathan, I'm doing good. But I think he was probably the person behind it. I'm not going to say it's true. It just sounds stupid. His leak for Mandalorian wasn't right. Nobody was right on that. I mean, and the reason why is because, God, I'll tell you, man, that ending, I liked it, but I could see where people would be confused. Okay, I could see where people would be like, you know, it's just to me. So he's doing this to hurt the fan base. He's doing this. Yeah, well, you're right. You're right. If you remember right, they had legitimately put Harrison Ford in on the IMDb page for Boba Fett, and we thought, okay, he's going to be in it. And the rumor was at the end that they were still trying to figure out how to save the ending because it was just atrocious. And he wasn't in the show. I've been attacked. Doomcock's been attacked for saying that he was going to be in it. But when you hear it and then you see his name on IMDb, I kind of find it hard to believe that anybody would have the guts to fuck with Harrison like that. Okay. Because if they're any way, shape, or form connected to Hollywood, and he found out who they are, they're dead. I mean, he'll just gone. Okay. Don't take any shit. Doesn't suffer fools. We all know that about him. It's just, it's interesting. It's interesting to me because I can imagine Black Pills freaking out and others freaking out, thinking it's real. And, yeah, and you're right, just some other guy. What I think it is, I think he based it on the trailers. All right. We have people out there that insist that the trailers are totally black chick centric. And it's like, but there's Obi-Wan. There's Obi-Wan. Okay. What it looks like to me is that they used stuff we've already seen. They added a couple more things, including Owen Lars. She does. Yeah, she does try big time. Owen Lars basically telling off Obi-Wan. What I think is going to happen, and this is just my speculation, don't take it to the bank for anything, is I think Obi-Wan, there's that one person that Reva is like looking at, like she's got her lightsaber behind her. She's found a Jedi that was on Tatooine. All right, so I think what happens is Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine, makes them, basically draws them away from Tatooine. Okay, that's what I think is happening. Um, to me, it's very interesting that we would. I don't even know if we're actually going to have Obi-Wan even meet Luke. I mean, actually have a one-on-one. We see him from a distance. There's the New Hope right there. Okay, from a distance. All right. I think that may be it. But yeah, Owen Lars, it looks like at Mos Espa, Mos Eisley, Anchorhead, telling Obi-Wan, oh, like he trained his father. So is Luke like in the vicinity there? You don't want Luke to hear that. So there's a reason why I don't think Luke is with him there. But Lars is definitely a witness to that young Jedi being hung by the Inquisitors. Okay. But that's all I can think. Hey, Matt Prana, that's all I can really say. I mean, I'm looking at the trailers going, I don't see where this is going yet. The end of it, we've got Vader, we hear his breathing. So, I don't know. We see his arm being put on. Ha! Very funny, Don. No, look. Jason Ward is looking for attention. He's also looking to divide the fan base. He hates us. Okay, he hates us. He hates original Star Wars. He hates Han. He hates Luke. You know, I don't know, Dave. I really don't. This is going to be very interesting. We've got 2 weeks. We've got 2 weeks. Or two and what? 3 weeks. A little less than 3 weeks. I don't know. I am very intrigued by the new city, Daya. I think it's called, or Daya, or something like that. Yeah, but look, just some other guy. If he is what I think he is, and I'm talking about Ward, doing this on behest of somebody, he's doing this to help Kennedy. All right. He's doing this to help. He's doing this to show rebellion against Favreau and Filoni. All right. There was a Reddit leak, I think, early February of this year, last year, I can't remember, where I think I did take a screenshot where the leaker who talked about whose fault it was with the sequel trilogy said Jason Ward gets all of his stuff from Pablo. All right. Now, he wasn't right about Obi-Wan or Mando. I mean, Boba Fett. Oh, I haven't read, C-Man, I haven't read what WDW Pro has said in a couple of days. I actually found where the AMAC Align, whatever it's called, thing was, where you could call any of them, Susan Arnold, Bob Chapek, Latondra Newton, any of them, any of the top execs at Disney. And I gotta say, they've already changed the numbers, because I did try to call, but it wasn't going to be about screaming about the parental rights bill. Excuse me. The parental rights bill in Florida. I was going to talk about Jason Ward. The only way Jason Ward is going to go away is if Disney says no more of this shit. All right, and threatens him with a lawsuit. he would look, if he got served papers, served a letter from Disney lawyers, Hector Diaz or whatever his name is, the top lawyer from Disney, saying you will cease and desist mentioning Star Wars, la-di, blah, 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 you'd never hear from Jason Ward again. The guy has nothing. Okay, but I think that he is a hired gun for somebody. And again, you look at that rumor from Reddit saying that he was getting his stuff from Pablo. Pablo's trying to fuck people over. Okay. Pablo, look, if you go on to his Twitter account and you see stuff that he's saying, he's the kid with his nose. Yeah, Horatio Gutierrez. If he sent Ward a letter, Ward would stop. But see, here's the deal. Those guys don't know that this is going on. So they're trying to figure out why are the fans all upset. They're not, this is so below them. Yeah, and that Troy's definitely right. And I think WDW Pro is right on that. What he, again, because he comes from all of this, from a very hard right wing. I used to be this person. I used to be that way. He doesn't look at things in a business, pragmatic, libertarian sort of way, which is, what do we have here? What are we trying to do? And, why, and they were just talking about this on Minute's Edge. Woke is dying. We're looking at the final okay? We see it at Disney. They have not said a word about any politics, including Roe v. Wade. Okay, nobody is. The problem is this. Activist organizations helped get activists into these companies. Latondra Newton, Latoya Raveneau, all of these people. Okay, they weren't hired because they're talented. Okay, they're not talented. When you look at like the lady who does the Star Wars channel, she's not talented. She's not a good presenter. Christina Ariel's a racist. I would think that a company would look for someone who's absolutely neutral on politics, or seems that way, on their internet accounts. Okay, and where they go on under their own names. And when you've got someone like her who goes out of her, I'm talking about Christina Ariel, who goes out of her way attacking white people, attacking conservatives, saying racist, horrible, racist crap about people, and getting away with it, and look, it's kind of like the Bill Murray, Keke Palmer thing. Keke Palmer's an untouchable. Well, I tell ya, I'll get to that. C-Man, remind me. The new press secretary at the White House is an untouchable. Peter Doocy is going to look like a flaming racist, the narrative will be, if he challenges her. Okay? She's a black woman. Okay? She is the greatest untouchable since, you can't say anything wrong. Look, here's the deal. What did, I think it was Descartes, say? If you want to know who your master is, who aren't you allowed to criticize? Okay? Oh, she's gay too? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, she's, I just tell her she's a racist and a pig, and, everything she says is a lie. I tell it to her face. I don't give a shit. All right? But they're going to have to navigate that carefully. And, like, Keke Palmer thing, Bill probably made it a joke. Palmer got pissed off. Palmer's also like, how come he gets paid more than me? I'm a black woman. It's like, because he's Bill fucking Murray, you fucking bitch. You know? Um, but we are seeing the final re. Oh yeah, put her in. Nah, no, that actually, disabled people aren't on the level of the mentally ill LGBTQ trans circus. Okay, they're not. They're not. I mean, I'm anti-trans. I'm not a transphobe. I just think it's stupid and it's mental illness, and we shouldn't enable it. Okay, I think, Bruce Jenner needed hospitalization to get over whatever he was feeling. You know, I don't understand it, and it's not only creepy, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Okay, but Disney's not talking about any politics. You know, yeah, you don't do that. You know, last time I was in San Francisco was in 2011. Okay, Rudy and I went up there for our anniversary from San Diego. We stayed at the Marine Club. Oh my God, what a great hotel. Great restaurant there too. There was a lovely Italian restaurant on the corner. And we walked around all day, Friday afternoon when we got there, and all day Saturday. And when we came back to the hotel and getting ready for dinner, I looked at my husband and I said, this place, it feels like what Berlin felt like before World War II. There was a heavy, in the air feeling of dread because you could just feel that people were afraid to be themselves. Okay, and I know it's kind of weird, but until you're, like last time I was in Washington, I met my best friend out for dinner. We were eating sushi, and I said something, and she kind of looked around, and I'm like, what? She goes, people are afraid to talk like that anymore here. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. The one place in the country where people should be allowed, because it's their business, to talk politics. You know. Oh yeah, she did. I mean, that was. I'll give you a thing about Kris Jenner. I'm watching the Met Gala thing and admiring. You know, Elon looked great. His mother with him. She looked, for her age, fabulous. Kris Jenner comes literally flying out of her limo and literally pounces on Elon. Starts fixing his collar and his tie. And I'm like, oh my God. And I could just see the signals. Girls, here's your new mark. Here's your new mark. Get you and Elon. No. The look on his face was like, make her go away. She's a barracuda. She's terrible. He did not like it at all. It's really weird that they were at the Met Gala because I always thought that Anna Wintour, the editor and chief of Vogue, who is like the top dog to put that all together, that event together, hated them. Just absolutely hated them. So I was surprised. And oh, by the way, there's no fucking way Kim Kardashian was actually wearing Marilyn Monroe's Kennedy dress. I don't care if she lost 16 pounds. Kim Kardashian's ass is as wide as my kitchen island. There's no fucking way she could fit her fat ass into that dress. None. Okay. So we've got the Obi-Wan leak, and I really wasn't going to talk about it because it's just so fucking stupid. we also, there's another video you guys need to watch. Star Wars Day was the last Wednesday. What was missing from the presentations? Sequel trilogy, non-existent. The only place you were able to find sequel trilogy stuff was in the fans, and it was like 20% of the people, and it was mostly dumb bitch girls dressed up like Rey, right? Who don't buy merchandise, who don't go to the movies. Okay, so there you go. And I'm sure in another part of the country you wouldn't have seen hardly any sequel. People dressed in that stuff. There was a guy, I was told, cosplaying Savage Opress, it was such a perfect costume, he freaked everybody out. He scared the shit out of people, which is pretty cool. But okay, what were you gonna ask me? I think it was C-Man. You were gonna ask me something, you asked me to comment on something and I forgot what it was already. I can always do this. Find you here. My brain runs about 1,000 miles a minute. Just FYI, okay? So, that's why I forget stuff so easy. But, all right. Yeah, I think it is good that, yeah, okay, I was gonna talk about Star Wars channel. The people who did that Star Wars show are gone. Andy Gutierrez is working for another PR firm. She's not there anymore. I don't know what happened to the gay guy that was with her. I don't care. All right. But yeah, they're not doing the show anymore. So this red-haired cat lady shows up and people are like, and that's it. She's bad. I really think that they're going to have to rethink a lot of this stuff. Look, part of having a company is talent. And talent isn't necessarily experience. I mean, there are a lot of people right now working for Star Trek. You know, you got Lord of the Rings shit going on. And other places in Hollywood that have experience because they network. They're not talented. Okay? They're not talented. And it's very interesting to me looking at this. She almost looks like, okay, we have to bring in the C team. Well, they honestly think that somehow she's going to end up being a good guy. And part of the reason why I think this leak that we're talking about went this way is because Jason Ward saw people complaining about it, so he ran with it. Okay. He's not putting these out there because they're true. All right. He's putting them out there so people at the big channels, the black pills, can freak out about it and make it so people don't want to watch the show. Okay? They're doing it to hurt, and he's doing it to hurt Favreau and Filoni. The guy, look, last time I heard, he lives with his dad. He got, you know, he lost his wife, divorced, probably lost everything. And he lives with his dad. And, you know, it's like, I gotta say, you know, I don't care for the guy. I mean, for everything I've heard, even from way, way back, like in the early 2000s, he's been nothing but a ghoul, a troll, uh, an internet hitman, so I call him, who's done nothing but divide fans, attack people, and drive people away. All right. And if we as fans want to feel like we've got something good going on, if we have as fans want to feel like we can go to Twitter or Insta or Facebook or Force.net or wherever and say what we feel without being attacked, trolled, scammed, you name it, Jason Ward's got to go because he's been doing this again. He's been doing this since the early 2000s. How do we get into the rash conversation, guys? Come on, man. Gross. It's really interesting to me how far this guy's gotten. But again, if they filmed 3 different endings, they can keep. I'll tell you something else. It's a good way to find out who the leaker is. Okay? Who's on set leaking to. Okay, that's fine. Who's on set leaking to Ward. Okay? But what they have to do, in my opinion, is this. They have to find out who's leaking to Ward, get Ward to basically find a new job, scare the shit out of him, and fire the person. All right. I think people see woke everywhere now, even when there isn't any. Like, oh God, what was I can't remember what it was. Watching a show and someone said it was woke, and I'm like, see, people don't understand what woke is anymore. They don't. They think if they see a diverse cast, it's necessarily woke, and it's not. Woke is, like I said in my rant from last week, gender bending Kenobi. Right? It's gender swapping, sex swapping Kenobi. It's making Obi-Wan gay. It's, turning Owen into Owena and making Owen and Aunt Beru a lesbian couple. Okay. That would be woke. Woke is if you get Ming-Na Wen telling, name the white character, telling Cobb Vanth that he's a bad person because he's white, and the reason why the galaxy sucks is because of white men. Okay, that's woke. Okay, that's why the Batman ended up not being the movie I thought it would be, because Catwoman, terrible, the worst Catwoman I've ever seen, by the way. She basically ruined the whole movie. I know, and it's like, all right, first off, Rave is a bad guy. Okay. You know, we see her. I mean, there's a scene. Oh, yeah, people think Encanto is woke. Trust me, if Encanto was woke, Polly at the Latino slant would have freaked out. Okay, and so would Mexican Iron Man. Mike would go, you know, he be pissed. All right, it's not woke. Again, woke is what I said it was. All right, it's not. Woke is Admiral Holdo. Woke is just putting, and with Holdo's presence, enough question mark with Leia to piss the fans off. And that's the only reason why Holdo was there to begin with. All right. Woke is doing what they did to Han Solo. Woke is doing what they did to Luke. Woke is excusing Kyle Ron. Okay. Woke is Ray being untouchable and never having anything bad happen to her. That's woke. All right there. So I, yeah, woke is blatant and it's bitter spite. I mean, that's why Haldo existed. Okay. We're never going to see her again. Yeah, and they're out. Yeah, I mean, look, Chris isn't saying anything that we didn't know because Cameron already said so. Cameron has already said, I hear people saying this stuff. Well, I think the problem I think people are having with the latest Doctor Strange is that it's just a really bad show. It just, I mean, for the hardcore Marvel fans, normies who just want to go and watch, brain cotton candy aren't gonna have an issue with it, but our comic book buddies will. Okay, that's just what it is. So, but as far as you know, the Obi-Wan trailer showing it being woke and Moses, what's her name, Riva, it being only about her. I mean, they show into, oh, I don't like Marvel at all, but I'm never gonna say in public why. But I think it's turned into a very bad thing for people. It's not, excuse me, it's not a, it's, God, the words I'm looking for. If they'd have kept it comic booky, that would have been fine, but they turn it into almost like a cult. And I think that's kind of dangerous. And I just think superheroes of this magnitude are stupid anyway, but that's just me. All right. So, okay. So we've got, I think, a lot to look forward to. Again, if you go to AMAC and you look for the align.net thing and you sign up, the list of people is still on there that you can call, including Latondra Newton. But if you do, the phone numbers have all been changed. Okay? And I guarantee you, there isn't a an investigation going on because I think Bob Chapek did it. I think he's the one that leaked all that stuff. You look at the shares are down to 107. Again, I want to say this, guys. We're in the middle of a bear market, and yours truly subscribes to the Wall Street Journal. So I've been reading a lot. There's a lot of stuff about Disney in here too that is not all bad news. Okay. A lot of stuff about the park and attendance and stuff like that. There's look, in a situation like this, there's always an opportunity. Hey, Mazras, welcome to the jungle. When Kojak farts, I have to clear the room. And when he farts in the middle of the night and he's on my side of the bed, I would really rather have a skunk go off in my face. Right, Kojak? He's here. There he is. He's thinking, Mom, I'll fart in your face tonight. You're never gonna forget it. It's also really fun when you're grooming a horse, and I'm grooming Kay, and she lifts up her tail and goes like that. And when horses do it, they either make It's either like a very crisp sound or it goes shh. And while it doesn't nearly stink as bad as a dog, it's like, or I'm picking her feet out, picking her back feet out. So I've got her hoof picked up, leaning on my thigh. Use my other hand to clean out the with the hoof pick, clean out, and she does that. I'm like, you did that to piss me off. You did that just because you were mad at me. And she's kind of looking back at me like, see. Anyway, so we talk about farts. But yeah, so what I suggest you guys is to go to WDW Pro's place, that park place, read that article about the 3 different endings for Obi-Wan, because I think they're trying to find out who's leaking. Okay? I think they're trying to figure out, because 3 different endings? Why? And I don't, and as long as Kennedy is there in name only, she can still fuck with people, because she has people inside the company that are gonna do what she asks them to, because they're only loyal to her. And again, and like the guys are talking about today on Midnight's Edge, they're talking about activists, I think, being inside. Hey, Baz. Okay, they were talking about activists, and Wokistanians working in Hollywood, and these people. Yes, these people at Disney, Reimagine crowd, you got the crowd at Star Trek. They're not filmmakers. They're not creative people. They're activists. They went there intentionally to do what they're doing. They're not there because they care about the franchises. They're there because they want to put their message into everything. Latoya Ravenel said so. Okay? I find it very interesting that Disney's been very quiet. And here's another one. If you guys want to see a really good explanation about Reedy Creek, and apparently Disney's now suing the state of Florida over it, wait till you read the suit. I'm pretty sure that the Reimagine crowd wrote the suit because it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. It was written by a high schooler, okay? And there's no judge that's gonna let it stand to hear a case. They don't have a case. First off, they don't have a case. All right, they're gonna have to reapply under a different situation. All right. They don't have a case. And it is so laughably poorly written that it's going to get thrown out of court. And the judge is going to yell at the lawyers. Okay? And also, you're going to realize, if you go to Valiant Renegade to watch that video, that Disney and Reedy Creek aren't the same entity. They're not. Reedy Creek is completely different. And I'll give you an example. Do you guys remember Buena Vista Films? Remember that? Buena Vista is part of Reedy Creek. I think Buena Vista is the home of like 10 trailer homes. That's the city of Buena Vista, Florida. Yeah, they don't. And if you go to Valiant Renegade, he's got a lawyer who actually did worked with companies on this stuff in Florida, who explains it better. But it's very interesting to me. But Disney has shut up about politics. They're actually now doing what I think Chapek said they would do anyway. And it's May now. It makes me wonder if the new rules he put out there were implemented, despite. Very interesting. People, look, there is an article, Wall Street Journal, Cameron talked about it, and basically it said, I'll give you the very short cliff notes here, that, hey Carlos, that allies of Disney's in Florida told them not to say another word about politics. Okay? And that was to the shareholders and the board. Okay? Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right, Mike. And it was in the Wall Street Journal. Again, I got myself a subscription. This is the weekend edition. It's a really interesting. They had a deal. I pay like $5 a month for it. It's worth it. It's worth it. So if you can afford it, I'd say get a subscription. It's worth having. It's, if you want good Hollywood insight, go to Cameron Pash's Patreon. Put $5 down or whatever you want. He's got different tiers. Wall Street Journal. If they still got the sale going on, I would be on that. Valiant Renegade, Midnight's Edge, that kind of thing. The reason why I got Wall Street Journal is because I'm actually getting news without any slant at all. Okay. And it's owned by Rupert Murdoch. I'm sure he's just pleased as punch with Disney right now. Who also owns the Dow Jones Industrial Average. All right. And Fox News. So, it's a really good paper to have. So I suggest get it. And I think along with that subscription, you get the weekend edition. I love it. I do. I love it. I feel like I'm better informed than I was. Let's see. I think he owns Sky News. He owns the New York Post. It's pretty big. I mean, he's got like $20 billion. More than that. I mean, since Disney bought Lucasfilm, or bought, Fox, but mostly what he got were shares in Disney, which is like, thanks. You might as well have given me shares of used toilet paper, right now anyway. But, look, the market, we're in a bear market right now. And I suggest, ride it out. All right, just ride it out if you got money in it. If you're worried about it, take your money out, put it in gold or other securities, things like that. But ride it out. Okay. This is just, it is what it is. Okay. And it's all because we got an idiot president, the Ukraine, probably a little bit with the Fed wanting to turn the dollar into crypto, which is like, what the, just have it backed by gold. Duh, like we used to. So anyway, but again, like I said, AHSOKA started filming. We've got a leak about Kenobi, which is Jason Ward, and then we got a story from WW Pro saying that they filmed 3 different endings. And again, I speculate that that they did that so they could catch the leaker. Okay, because I think they're getting kind of sick of it. But again, like I said, if Hector Gutierrez or Horatio Gutierrez wants to do something really great once they figure out who's sending word information, send a letter to Ward and just say cease and desist all Star Wars related projects. Here's an NDA. Or, you know what I thought? If I won $1 billion, I would buy Hello Greedo's channel. I would buy Making Star Wars, and I would buy Star Wars Explained and shut them down. Okay? And the deal would be you can't come on, you can't have another channel. All right? I buy them. Why? To shut them down. All right? You know? There. Then all that would really be left would be you know, Star Wars Theory and the rest of us. That's it. All right? I think that'll work. And let me tell you something. Dangle enough money in front of a piece of shit like Jason Ward's nose, he'll take it. He'll take it. He'll take the money. Anyway, I gotta go. Y'all be good, and I'm gonna rock. And probably go CK and work out. So see you guys around the galaxy. Be well. And we've got less than 3 weeks now for Star Wars. You know, or for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Mike Zero. Anyway, see you guys around the galaxy.